Hey, good afternoon. It is July 10th, 2025. Thank you for joining me, Dorothea, on Through an Orthodox Christian Lens, following up on this story that I talked about yesterday with regard to the article I shared here. Donald Trump threatened Putin and Xi he would bomb Moscow and Beijing. Okay, so his words supposedly were, if you go into Ukraine, I'm going to bomb the SHIT out of Moscow. First off, it's in 2024. What does he mean by if you go into Ukraine? He's already in Ukraine. That's the problem. That's the first problem. That I did notice that yesterday, but let me just bring it up again here. I didn't bring it up at the time, but yeah, okay, that doesn't make any sense. Then he says basically the same thing, supposedly to Xi Jinping. He threatened to bomb the S out of Beijing if it invaded Taiwan. Well, I actually listened later on to Alex Christoforou, his program yesterday. I'm going to play this particular part for you all, and then one other video.
CNN, they decided to publish an audio, and this audio is from an upcoming book, or a book that's already been published or is about to be published. Anyway, it's some book, which I believe the title is 2024, and the authors of this book, they got a hold of all kinds of audio of the Trump campaign in 2024. Giving speeches, speaking to donors, and they provided one of these audio files. This is to CNN, and well, let me just read you the CNN title. Trump said he threatened to bomb Moscow if Putin attacked Ukraine. 2024 fundraiser tape shows. Donald Trump told a private gathering of donors last year that he once sought to deter Russian President Putin from attacking Ukraine by threatening to bomb the S out of Moscow in retaliation, according to audio provided to CNN. Quote, with Putin, I said, if you go into Ukraine, I'm going to bomb the S out of Moscow. I'm telling you, I have no choice, Trump said during one 2024 fundraiser, according to the audio. And then Putin goes like, I don't believe you, but he believed me 10%. This was Trump talking to campaign donors. So he's talking to them and he's trying to impress them and trying to raise money. And he's telling them that when he spoke to Putin, he told Putin, if you go into Ukraine, I'm going to bomb the S out of Moscow. And then Putin said, I don't believe you. And then Trump said, he believed me about 10% of the way. He believed me. And they released the audio. And doesn't seem to be AI or anything like that. It seems to be legit. Maybe it's fake. I don't know. But I haven't seen any community notes. The White House has not commented on this. The White House did not come out right away and say this is fake news from CNN. Actually, they had no comment when CNN contacted them. CNN reached out to the White House for comment, and the White House said no comment, which is basically the White House saying that these audios are legit. And it gets even worse. It gets even worse because Trump was speaking to campaign donors at fundraising events, and he said the same thing to Xi Jinping that he said to Putin. He made the same threat to China. Trump later claimed he relayed a similar warning to Chinese President Xi Jinping over a potential invasion of Taiwan, telling him that the U.S. would bomb Beijing in response. He thought I was crazy, Trump said of Xi, before noting that we never had a problem. So look, this is what I think is going on. I don't think Trump ever said this to Putin. I don't think Trump ever said this to Xi. I think that Trump was trying to talk big and tough to donors and fundraisers so he can get money. He was trying to play up the peace through strength. I'm the tough guy. see how I stand up to Putin, see how I stand up to Z, see how they're afraid of me. Peace through strength. Now give me money. Give me a couple million or a couple billion.
Well, what do you think of Alex's take on this? Sounds very, very probable. Okay, well, let me give you this information. From the same John Helmer that I just shared yesterday. I didn't share this particular part, and I don't know, I must have not been listening really carefully at that time, but here you go. What does John Helmer have to say? On Dialogue Works once again.
He isn't. Today, after the CNN report came out, what did Peskov try to do? Quotes, "I can neither confirm nor deny this with all my desire." According to the Kremlin representative, that's Peskov, there were no telephone conversations between Trump and Putin during the designated period, 2024. We are talking about a time when Trump was not yet president of the United States. Peskov stressed the Kremlin has no information about the authenticity of the recording and urged caution towards such reports. Quotes Peskov, "There are now many more fakes than truthful information." Now,
Well, to me, that corroborates. That just says what Alex just said, how he feels about it. His view is that Trump just said this. It never really was said, or never really. It's not true. He didn't really say these things, but he was trying to be tough and all this. And Alex Craner has said this several times. Alex Craner, that was Alex Christoforou, and then Alex Craner, he says that that's how Trump has been working on two sides, where he's trying to pacify the neocons by doing this. So he made the point is, he made the whole telephone conversations up. Just lied and lied and lied through his teeth. Now, I know, it's not like he's never lied or anything like that, but this is, I'm getting to the point where I'm irritated by all of this, because the fact that the Kremlin doesn't have any recording of this, which they would if he had talked to Putin, they would have known about that. They said there's no telephone conversations during that designated time that he's talking about in 2024, and they said no info, and to the authenticity they don't know of this recording and all that. And then the White House says no comment. To me, that just tells you the White House doesn't want to say anything because they have to back Trump's strategy. He's doing this a certain way to that's his strategy, as a lot of people think that I've listened to geopolitical analysts. The problem is, at some point, if we know it, the neocons have to know that it's not true. What they must know his game he's playing. And to me, it doesn't matter why he's doing it. To me, it's wrong to be lying like this. To me, it's just stupid. Oh yes, but he has to do that, because of the neocons and the intel and the deep state and all that. Well, I think he just needs to be flat out honest. And I know people are going to say the same thing when I say this. Yes, but his life could be in danger. They could be threatening his family. I've heard all this stuff over the past several months when he starts flip-flopping and doing all this stuff. But at some point, a man has got to have some integrity. A man has got to have some courage, and he needs to stand up for his convictions and quit playing this game back and forth. That's how I'm seeing it at this point. You all, I'm sure, have your own opinions. Go ahead and share them under this video. I'd be happy to see them. What do you think is going on? Do you think he made up this whole thing like Alex is saying, and there's no evidence through, according to the Kremlin, that this happened with Putin, at least? I don't think it happened with Xi Jinping either. And I don't think he would have spoken to Xi Jinping like that, because he always has been very careful on how he talks to him. So that was even more unbelievable. And the fact that he said he had no choice. Okay, he's slipping in that twist of truth where, oh yeah, I have no choice. I have to talk like this for that. It's kind of like this little, this subtext, but he's saying the words. You know what I'm saying? But in any case, I wanted to share that because I think it's important after what I had said yesterday regarding all of his talk with the BSing, and Putin BS's him. Well, guess who's BSing? It's not Putin. It's Trump. Not that it's the first time he's ever BS'd. So I'm just sharing that. You all share what you think. I would love to hear what your comments are on this. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel on YouTube and follow it, and follow me if you like on Rumble, and please like my videos if you like them. I really appreciate it. Share my videos if you would like to your friends and family or whatever, if it's something you want to share. So thanks so much for following me, for following my channel, subscribing to my channel, for your comments, your kind comments, and your thoughtful comments, and your likes and your support. I really, really appreciate it.